Okay. Just as any other NBA season has started out, this one has been extremely weird from the get-go, and I got a lot of things wrong from the preseason, from my predictions about how this season was going to pan out. There's been a lot of weird stuff going on. So in this video, we're going to be talking about every single thing that I was wrong about from this offseason so far. Now, a lot of this could still flip in my direction in favor of me, but to be honest, I kind of had a lot of misses. We're going to be mostly talking about individual players and teams in this video. I was going to look at trades, but to be honest, I think I had pretty neutral or accurate reactions on most of those. Tomorrow we will hopefully be getting out the everything I got right about this NBA season video. Let's just get into this one though, man. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, basketball, let's talk about it. Okay, so first up, talking about some teams, I was very, very wrong about the Detroit Pistons. I thought Detroit was going to regress a lot this year. They don't have pretty much any shooting on this roster. Other than Duncan Robinson, they don't have any elite three-point shooting. They did lose some key free agents in order to make room for Karis LeVert. Again, Duncan Robinson, who looks like Jimmy Neutron. I didn't think that the shooting was going to be enough, but they are beating the hell out of teams on defense. They kill you on the glass. Jalen Duren, I was probably the most wrong about Jalen Duren about anything on this team. He was a guy who I was actually worried about just because he's sort of a traditional center and he's not really much of a shooter. He doesn't really have a lot of modern center parts to his game. He is breaking basketball this year. If you get the ball to this guy in the paint, it's 2 free points every single time. He will dunk on you if you are a smaller defender. He's got great touch. He can beat slower-footed big men off the dribble. It's not fair that this guy is built like a superhero, chiseled out of obsidian, and also has great footwork and ball handling at the same time. He's probably in the top 30% of centers in terms of off the dribble game, and he's also the most freakishly physical and athletic. You could throw this guy the ball 25 feet in the air and he will catch it and bring it down for a lob. He should be in the all-star game. He should honestly maybe even be considered for an all-defensive team. You can't score on this team either. You can't score on him. You can't score on Beef Stew. You can't score on Asar Thomas. You can't score on any of these guys. Dennis Jenkins has been a revelation for this team. I'm not sure what Marcus Sasser's going to do to get minutes when he comes back into the rotation whenever he gets off injury. Same with Jaden Ivey, honestly, because Dennis Jenkins, he can play off Cade, he hits timely shots, he's super confident, he's just a dog, throws audacious passes too, he can play a little bit of the 1, he can play a little bit of the 2, great combo guard, they're deep, they're super well coached, their chemistry is awesome. I was very wrong about the Pistons. I penciled them in as the 5th or 6th seed this year. I thought they're going to take a little bit of a step back. We weren't going to see big developments from Asar, we weren't going to see big developments from Duren yet, but Duren has done the big leap all at once this year, defensively, offensively. He's got all of it. So the Pistons, I was very, very wrong about. I was also pretty wrong about the Bulls, to be honest, although most people were. I guess I was wrong about them in the sense that despite their over-under being 31.5, which is so low, I still took the under on them. I think most rational people would have been the Bulls can surely win 32 games. I think their over-under might have even been 30 games. So they only had to get 31 to hit that. And I even still took the under on that. I thought this was going to be a sub-30 win team in the East. They're not amazing. Since their hot start, they have basically been awful, actually. They're pretty much a 500 team now, which I guess makes sense, but I didn't even think they were going to be that good. Josh Giddey has been really, really nice. He's a guy who he plays to his own rhythm, and the offense sort of runs at his pace. He's a great playmaker, obviously. He can score off the dribble enough, and he can sort of lead them in clutch time. He can play with another guard, despite the fact that he's not the best catch and shoot player. The teams give him enough space that he can hit his wide open threes. This team just flies around. They run like hell. You hate playing the Bulls because they've got a lot of guys. None of the players on this team are elite, but you look at even Jalen Smith, Nikola Vucevic, Patrick Williams. Just they've got a very wide breadth of solid role players. Their guard situation is all right. I still think the long-term outlook of this team is not good. I still think they should probably try to tank even harder if possible, but they are better than one of the, I thought they were going to be a tanking team by default this year. They are better than that. They are significantly better than that. Josh Giddey's another guy who should definitely be considered for the All-Star game this year, especially because they're doing the World vs. USA format. I totally think he could make like a top. I don't know if they're only doing 8 players for the World. That doesn't seem like that many, but I could still see him getting into that group, especially if he's going to basically average a triple-double. Like, that's insane. So I think you'd have to kind of put him in there. Yeah, the Bulls are not that bad at all, but they're also not like great. Like, I guess they could still be like a 30-win team if some things go badly for them. In terms of some other teams I was wrong about the Memphis Grizzlies. I thought the Memphis Grizzlies were going to be way more put together. I guess because I'm a Ja Morant believer. I don't know how many of us are still left at this point, but they are just a complete mess this year. Ja has been like, he has like, even when he plays, he's bad. Like, he's shooting like 37% from the field. Can't hit threes. He's got no athleticism left. Well, not none, but he's got significantly less athleticism than he did have. Cedric Howard has been the most consistent thing about this team. Obviously, they've got injuries up and down the roster. That's like never ever going to change. Jaren Jackson has gotten off to a slow start, like always, but this year it has persisted pretty much into like the full first 20% of the season. He has just been bad. I'm not really sure what Thomas Islo is doing with this offense. I really think they should just go to like a more traditional offense and really leverage the players that they do have. It's like they're disadvantaging all of their best players with this offense. I love Coward for them. He's been awesome. Jalen Wells is like, not great. Really disappointed by this team so far. They're not that much further below my expectation of them, to be honest. I expected them to be like a 40-ish win team. They're probably going to be like a low 30s at best team and probably like more likely high 20s. But I was super right about Coward. Other than that, Grizzlies super disappointing so far. I was also wrong about Trey Young. I mean, I thought this was going to be the year of Trey Young, honestly. And I do feel kind of bad putting him on this list because he has been hurt and like he did get off to a bit of a weird start. They've got a lot of new pieces they had to incorporate. The Hawks have been like pretty solid in his absence. They're 3 games above 500. They're the 5 seed. Jalen Johnson is like putting up like triple doubles and like 30 points a game. This guy looks like a superhero. The rest of the team is like all right. Onyeka Okongwu is taking, I think, too many threes, but like other than that, I'm actually kind of a fan. Zachary Risachet has forgotten how to play basketball, but like, I mean, I guess they're playing all right on aggregate. But Trey Young, man, I really thought this was going to be the year of Trey Young. I thought he was going to prove a lot of people wrong, get the Hawks to like the 3rd seed. I think they're still going to be a pretty good team in the East, but Trey might be on the chopping block already. He might be on the trade block like right now as we speak, because they really just have not found a way to like, I think, incorporate him properly and maximize his skills, especially when paired with the rest of the team. And I don't really know why it doesn't work. Sorry, I bumped the mic. I mean, in theory, like a heliocentric ball handler like him sort of brings this all together. This is a team full of great role players. Jalen Johnson's more of a play finisher, although like lately he's just been like playmaking out of his ass. But I thought Trey Young was going to be the straw that stirs the drink. He really hasn't been, so I guess I'm a little bit disappointed in him, but it could change when he comes back from injury. Con Knipple and Kamon Malawach I was also wrong about. In terms of like Duke prospects, I thought it was going to be flipped the other way around. I still think Kamon Malawach could be very good and has like an all-star ceiling, an all-defensive ceiling. Like he could be a very, very good defensive center. He's got a lot of tools and a good motor. I thought Con Knipple was going to be like mid as shit, but like he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year the way things are panning out right now. Super consistent, reliable 3-point shooter. He's got a solid off the dribble game. I thought he was going to be too slow for the modern NBA, but you know what? He's got just enough pace. He's got just enough of a start-stop game. He can finish in the mid-range. He can get to the rim. He's actually got a pretty big body, 6'7". He's got some physicality to him. I'm actually really liking his game. I didn't like him initially. I'm a big fan of Con Knipple now. I was really wrong about him. I thought he should have gone way lower. Honestly, I think the Hornets kind of nailed that pick. Even though I maybe still would have looked at other guys, I really would have liked like a Colin Murray Boyles for them, who's also been pretty good. But yeah, Con Knipple probably going to win Rookie of the Year, and he has way exceeded any of my expectations for him. And Malawach like hasn't played, so kind of disappointing, but you know, whatever. He's a project center anyway. Next on this list, I've got the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, this is another team that I kind of feel bad about putting on here. They've got some injuries, And like I guess like they've just regressed like across the board. They're very old. They basically got no real Norman Powell replacement now that Bradley Beal's out for the year. Now that John Collins has basically been reduced, not completely to a spot up guy, but it feels like on a lot of possessions they just don't really know what to do with his skill set. It's unfortunate being a power forward like him in the modern NBA. He's not really like an Aaron Gordon. Yeah, the Clippers are just a mess. James Harden is having to backpack them every night, and they do like get like into close games every single night. They get it within single digits within 2 minutes, but every single one of those close games, they are always losing them. They always find a way to screw it up in the final moments. OKC owns their draft pick, which I don't think is as bad as everyone is making it out to be. I don't think the Clippers are even going to be like a bottom 8 team this year, but like they're probably not making the playoffs. Like if we're being real, I had them penciled in as like the 3rd seed. They're in like the 13 right now, and it's not really looking great going forward. They've got no Derek Jones as well. Ivica Zubac has also been like a little bit mediocre this year, and honestly their defense as a whole has just really shown absolutely zero resistance whatsoever to like legitimate competent NBA offenses. Yeah, man, I'm just like not a fan of the Clippers at all this season. They have just been extremely disappointing. They just don't have any force on either side of the ball other than James Harden and like I guess scoring by committee. It's really not great for the Clippers. Totally right about the Lakers though. We will talk about that tomorrow. I was very right about the Lakers. Meanwhile, a team I was actually underrating a lot was the Toronto Raptors, who have been like great this year. I'm actually really liking the Raptors, and this was a team I was pretty low on. I thought they were one of the more talented teams in the East. On paper, they had enough talent to be a top 4 team in the conference for sure, but I thought the fit was going to be disastrous. I thought Brandon Ingram was going to completely crap out their offense, and they were going to like get stuck in the mud with him dribbling the ball so much. I didn't think the defense was going to be nearly as good. I didn't realize that the pace of play that they play with allows them to just get a ton of free offense, because the guys who are running down the court, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, whoever it is, they've got a lot of big guys, you know, like attacking in transition all the time. It's really hard to defend this team in transition, and because they've got all that length and all that size and all that talent on the perimeter, they just find ways to manufacture offense on every possession. They're one of the best passing teams in the NBA. They're like 2nd in the NBA in assists. They're an okay shooting team. They're probably punching above their weight in that category, and they're going to need to maintain that if they want to continue to be really good. I'd like to see some more Grady Dick minutes, even some more Jacoby Walter minutes, just so that they can keep the shooting up, because they haven't really been getting a lot from their young shooting guards. The team is just really good. They're very versatile. They kind of do everything well, and they play really hard, and they seem to be well coached. Their chemistry is solid. Brandon Ingram, the notorious BI3, has been solid for them. He's been like all-star caliber, almost playing up to his contract. Like I was gonna do a top 5 worst contracts in the NBA video. Brandon Ingram is totally gonna be on there. I'm taking him off that list for now. He's been very solid. A team that I overrated, probably another team that I overrated though, was gonna be the Orlando Magic. Just a team that offensively is just so confusing right now. They got off to a very bad start, and they've corrected for the most part. They've course corrected a lot. Their defense has been good. Like their defense started off like pretty slow. They're fouling a little bit more now, and they're just playing with more physicality, and I think that's sort of their MO. They need to be a physical team that beats the hell out of you on defense, but just the fit on offense of this team is so confusing. They are by far the worst shooting team in the NBA. They're getting nothing out of Tyus Jones. Their backcourt situation between Suggs and Anthony Black is really confusing. 2 very talented defensive players. I actually like Anthony Black quite a lot. I love Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs is super fun. He's like if Marcus Smart was a more talented ball handler. I think this team's offense is just very confusing. Desmond Bane has been massively disappointing for them. This was a team that I thought was going to go to the NBA Finals last year. Like they were like my sneaky hipster pick to make the finals, and right now they're going to be struggling to like get into the top 4 or 5, it looks like, and they have the talent to be like the 2 seed. Paulo Banchero has been very disappointing. Franz Wagner still has this hitch in his jump shot, which at this point should be ironed out, and the fact that it's not is very concerning. Their center rotation is fine, but I still don't think they've gotten anything from Mo Wagner. I still think he has yet to play, and Goga Batadze and Wendell Carter, it's just not great. Like I feel like they kind of need to upgrade from Wendell. He's all right, But the makeup of this team is very confusing, and I'm not really sure how they can improve this roster without moving off one of their big salaries. And doing that, I feel like also screws with the identity of this team too much. I'm not ready to say that Paulo and Franz doesn't work, but it is certainly a match that needs to be like, you know, like supplemented with a shitload of three-point shooting, because they do get in each other's ways a lot. Paulo's been hurt lately, so it's kind of like the Franz show. It's been okay, but this team has still been by and large very disappointing, and I'm honestly a little bit worried about them. Like more like, I think the Raptors can honestly kind of keep up this pace. I think they could be a top 4 team. I think Memphis will maybe course correct a little bit when they get healthier. Orlando might just be kind of stuck, because for the most part they've been healthy. They're just not that good. And then the last team I wanted to talk about today was the Phoenix Suns. I thought the Phoenix Suns were going to be like a 25 win team this year, I'm going to be honest. I thought the win total that they have right now, that was going to be more than a third of what they'd have at the end of the year. They've got a lot of time to totally ruin my expectations for them, because Jordan Ott should get like coach of the year considerations. This guy's been awesome. He's really like emphasized like a lot of movement on offense. He brought a lot of that Cavs system over from Cleveland. He really sort of manufactured a lot of great offense in Cleveland, and Phoenix has been running a lot of the similar stuff. Grayson Allen and Dillon Brooks are combining to average 40 points a game this year. No one could have expected that at all. Mark Williams has been solid and like reliable and available. That's really all you could ask for a center that doesn't play a ton of minutes. I was way too high on the rookies, apparently. I guess Rasheer Fleming is also not ready, although I still really like him. This team is just full of like a bunch of like good, really scrappy guards. They've got some solid wings, and they've got just enough center depth to make it work. Devin Booker has been great for them so far, just scoring the hell out of the basketball. And I really thought they'd get bogged down by talent. I thought that if Jalen Green were to play, he'd really screw up the fit. That hasn't been an issue, because Jalen Green has played like 1.5 games. So I'm really not sure of what to make of the Suns right now. They're a confusing team, but they like move the ball really well, and they're a good shooting team. They've got a lot of talent on the wings. They should be pretty solid defensively, all things considered. Like, I think they're a team that could compete for the play-in. Like, this fits actually pretty well, all things considered. And I'm very, very surprised and honestly very, very impressed. Again, Jordan Ott has just been phenomenal for them. But yeah, that was probably the team I was maybe like the most like wrong about, and that's pretty much everything I've been wrong about so far in the NBA season. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys were wrong about this NBA season. I'll catch you in tomorrow's video though, man. Peace.